Hello boys and girls, and welcome to another video tutorial brought to you by DevTut. This tutorial we will be making the material to put onto our text. Now my colour theme is sort of a bluish purple sort of colour, and I managed to pick up these. Now as you can see, these are little materials. Hold on, I'm going a bit nuts here, oh dear. Yeah, I know. Right, so these materials here, I've got 5 of them I think. Just get all these out of the way, and that's it. 5 of them. So these materials I'm going to use, I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. I think I might use this middle one here, but it's not really blue at all, so it doesn't really blue or a purpley kind of colour. It doesn't really go with my theme. So I've decided I'm going to hue and saturate it. So just as I do Photoshop tutorials, I'm going to do it in Photoshop just so you can see. So this one's called NY_05. So if we drag Photoshop into this window here, get that back, shove it over here, drag that in. Right. Layer, adjustment layer, hue and saturation, and call it hue and saturation, might as well. Now hue, we're going to change until we get a purpley kind of colour. That's too pink and that's too purple, just right. But it doesn't look, now it doesn't look real to me, now it looks like it's been played around. So if we just turn our saturation down a little bit, and also our lightness, now it looks a bit better. But what we're going to do is, as this is a allow, we can erase bits out. Sorry. What we're going to do is we paint. Well, I thought you could paint black onto it. Can you paint black onto these things? They're masks, aren't they? Okay, fine. That'll be fine for this, for our uses. So if we just save that as a JPEG, I'm just going to call it mod2 because I've already made a modification of one of them, so I'm going to call it mod2, and then I can close Photoshop and forget about that. Move those back over to wherever mod2 was. How was that? Okay, so now we can move back into Cinema 4D. That's way too big. And that's going to go big as well. There's no problem with having 3 monitors. So everything goes across the river and blah blah blah. And here's me moaning. Right. So to start off, we're going to make the first material is going to be a preset loaded from Cinema 4D materials, and over to the channel bar, and it's going to be selecting Chrome 2. Now we want to go back to the basic, and on Chrome we're going to rename it Chrome and texture and we're going to want to select the colour, reflection, environment, bump and specular. So the majority of them are already selected, so all we need to select is bump and reflection. Yep, so we move over to the colour tab and we select the white colour just by clicking on there, come up with a colour picker, drag it up into the top left hand corner where white is, hit OK, and our brightness is going to be 10. It's not going to be very bright at all. And then we're going to go into the texture bit here, click on the little, it's going to say drop down but it dropped up, so it's a drop up, and get our mod, and it will come up with it's not in the document path, so we'll put it in there. Hit this little button again and hit filter. Now on the filter, click on this little filter button here and change the contrast to 35. Now go back up. That's all we need to change there. And then we just move across into the reflection panel, change that to white. No, actually no, we're not going to change that to white, sorry, we're going to change it to sort of like a bluey purpley colour. And the brightness here is 79, because it takes a very long time to get your materials right, so just for ease of this tutorial I wrote down all the values of material I made earlier, so you guys didn't have to sit through it all. Just click the little additive checkbox, and you might want to take that down a bit actually. Right, and now we get our bitmap. And all the rest is fine except from this, where the blurriness is 2% and the rest is all fine. And then we go up to the environment box. White is fine, that's white already. 65 is fine, and the texture we're going to have noise. If you click on the little noise box, we get some noise going. So the values for this are drag that up to 729, and so we get this kind of effect here. So in our noise box, the seed is going to be, sorry, I done that value wrong, the seed is 629, and the global, oh, wait a sec, these are, where are we? VL noise. The texture is UV2D. The global scale is 228. And the relative scale is 373, 56, and 0. Yeah, animation speed is 100. No, it's not, sorry, that's not the right one. The animation speed is 0, so is the loop period, and the delta is 0, and this is 228, and that's 100. I'm messing you about. Right. So you can see here we've got a little bit of a filtery sort of shaky noise going on here, and that's it for that. And we move across to the bump panel, and set the texture to our texture here, set the strength to 10 and the MIP to 5 and 12 for this, which also reminds me, in the colour, which one was it? Reflection. That's fine. Right, so now we should be able to drag that onto there and press Ctrl R to render, and we should get a purpley texture. Now, I'm not sure about you, but I think that's a little bit too grey at the front and a little bit too purple on the edges. So I'm just going to go back into this chrome texture and go back onto the environment, and that's why, because the thing is white. Let's go hit this sort of values for that: 224, 123 and 255, and this is a different texture what I'm thinking of. And just hit the mod and now do it. Now render. That should be set and render. Hit white and render. Come out of the camera view. Rotate around and hit render. Right, okay. So this could look good when we export our animation, which is what we're going to do now. So you can mess around with if you're not happy with the material, you can mess around with it. Just experiment with it. That's the best way to learn, is experimenting. So I'm now going to come up here and just hit this render button. It's going to render the whole thing, the whole animation. So I'll hit render, let it render, and then this will be the end of the tutorial. I hoped you've learned something from this tutorial, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe, and thank you very, very much.